Watch the daily news cycle and the geopolitical landscape appears random, a chaotic series of reactions without an underlying structure. Astrology approaches this chaos differently. Within this system, the sky acts as a symbolic map of nested life fields and archetypal patterns, rather than a deterministic mechanism predicting our future. This chart models the architecture tracking these patterns. For the week of June 21st, 2026, we cross a threshold event in the cosmic egg cycle. The energy pulls outward, moving from individual egos into the broader currents of collective geopolitical energy. We decode this collective sentiment by looking at aspects, the specific angular relationships between celestial bodies. Mapping the sky in this way provides an objective intellectual clarity. When we observe the geometry of social shifts, the anxiety of the unknown falls away. Looking at the alignment for this week, we see significant friction forming. Tension is a necessary structural component of this architecture. This is the opposition. It occurs when two celestial points hold each other in visible polarity across the circle. Notice how the line vibrates under pressure. In the physical world, this correlates to deep social division, where ideology fractures into dualistic, opposing extremes. This polarity is compounded by the square, a rigid 90-degree angle that creates intense, undeniable structural pressure between two energies. We see this 90-degree restriction reflected in our global governance. The square points symbolically to the grinding friction between old, entrenched institutions and newly emerging societal paradigms. As the tension peaks at the vertex, systems of authority struggle to contain rapid collective shifts. This friction often looks like a global collapse on the surface, but within the archetype, it is simply the pressure required to force systemic restructuring and collective evolution. But this map also contains paths of lesser resistance. Alongside the friction, supportive alignments offer harmony within the geopolitical strain. This triangular pathway is the trine. It connects celestial nodes to create an unimpeded flow of energy. Watch how the energy ripples outward. The trine gives collective sentiment a diplomatic release valve, allowing pent-up social frustration to dissipate through compromise and creative problem-solving. We also see the influence of the conjunction, an aspect formed when distinct archetypal forces converge into a single point of focus in the sky. As these two planetary bodies merge into one radiant node, they seed a unified global initiative, a moment of singular collective clarity. This unification offsets the structural gridlock of the square, opening a clear macro-level avenue for resolution. The geometry of the week operates as a self-balancing system. Where there is archetypal pressure, the celestial mechanics provide the necessary release valves for the collective psyche. When we overlay oppositions, squares, and trines onto a single chart, competing forces resolve into a perfectly balanced geometric shape. As the map rotates, remember, alignments don't force humanity into actions. They simply highlight where collective energy is concentrated right now. Navigating the cosmic egg is about recognizing these rhythms. We track cycles of revelation, concealment, and threshold events. We are not predicting specific disasters. By reading these angular relationships, we observe macro geopolitical shifts as natural systemic rhythms. The chaos of the world becomes a readable architecture of meaning.